Hey everyone, Rob Stanley here with the Sellernomics podcast, and today's show is Show Us What You Got. And today we got Henson Wu from FeedbackWhiz, and he's going to be talking about how to drive profits and reviews on Amazon. And of course, as you know, this is a demo, so we're going to have a really cool demo coming up here. So let's get to it. Hold on 2 seconds. Here we go. Hey Henson, welcome to the Show Us What You Got show. How's it going?
Good. Thanks for having me on, Rob.
Yeah, so why don't you give everybody just kind of a quick brief of the FeedbackWhiz tool and kind of what we're going to be showing today, and then we'll jump right into sharing the screen and doing the live demo.
Sure. Yeah. So with FeedbackWhiz, what we basically do is help automate, manage, and basically help sellers get alerts for different aspects of the Amazon business. So we specialize in, doing email automation, getting reviews, checking your profits, counting, and then we have, like product review alerts, and then we have our brand new customizable alerts, which I'll go through today. So yeah, basically FeedbackWhiz, we help you guys increase and help drive brand reputation.
Excellent. Well, of course, I knew that because I've worked there, as you all know. But so why don't we go ahead and bring that demo up, and let's get that going so we can show everybody, how to basically drive some profits and reviews on their Amazon listings. All right, let's bring that up. Go for it.
Cool. So yeah, people that are, I guess, never used their tool or even familiar with their tool, I'm going to kind of go backwards with our latest releases and kind of go back into the beginning. So you'll be able to see what we just came out with and, how this could help your business. So what I'm showing right now is our brand new product that actually is going to set to be released probably before the end of this month. And it's a brand new customizable alerts. And what this does is basically it allows sellers to select different type of alerts they want to track, whether it's product reviews, listing changes, profit changes. And then it allows you to set your own thresholds. And then, you can set like specific numbers for specific ASINs, specific percent changes. And then you can designate who you want to send these alerts to. So this really helps you get better insight on specific products, specific alerts that you really want to track. So so this is our alert page in here, and you'll see in here that whatever you have set up, these alert messages will come out based on when the alerts come in. So you'll see like there's some product review alerts, some feedback alerts, some order refund alerts, etc. And to set this up, it's pretty simple. You just go into the dashboard here, and then let's see here, the alerts. Let's see, where's the customizable columns? Let's see here. It's kind of strange. There's the I think this demo account is missing something in here. So, all right, let me go back to the profit
again
section.
We are doing this live, so obviously
yeah, let me go to the profit section. So I
Sure.
think maybe that it didn't load.
I think that's what everybody wants to know anyways. It's all about the profits, right?
All right, let me start off profits first. So the profit section here, this basically allows you to see all the different profits and profitability within your Amazon store. So what we've done here is gives you the ability to break down by time and cards, right? So you can set different time frames, and these are basically set to what you want to see. And then it has the ability to change to different currencies. So if you have multiple marketplaces, let's say like US, UK, you can aggregate all the data together, and then you can actually change the currency on the fly. So if you're like, you want to see it in yen, or you want to see it in Canadian dollars or whatever, you can change it, and all the numbers will change directly to that currency.
And so we did have a quick question come in. I think this is a good chance to ask it. They were asking, what marketplaces does FeedbackWhiz work on?
That's a great question. Yeah, we recently launched FeedbackWhiz for all 20 Amazon marketplaces. So every marketplace that Amazon offers service to, we have ability to integrate. So let me just skip there real quick. So you could go to the marketplace settings. So we have all of America, all of Europe, Australia, Singapore, Japan, India, and Middle East. So any of these marketplaces we do support.
Excellent. All right. Thank you.
So yeah, so quickly, yeah, this is basically just an overview of your profitability, right? And you can change it by time. And then again, there's more metrics here that kind of break down things like your revenue, your cost of goods, your net profits, margins, and then any of these graphs within here allow you to kind of see more detailed. You could see basically like everything you want to see, like units sold, orders, sales, and again, this is based on the time frame that you selected in here, right? So you can change it to whatever time frame you're most interested in. All this data can also be exported. So if you click on this export button, you can actually download whatever you see on the current screen into a CSV file. This next section here is actually our product label section. So what makes our profit tool a little more unique with what's currently out there is we actually allow you to group together your own ASINs, meaning that you can select your own product and products you want and group them together with your own customizable labels, which traditionally in Amazon it's impossible to do because you either see the data for all your products or for single ASINs. And in here, what this allows you to do is, and I'll show you in another page on how you can actually group these products together, but you can call your own categories like Amazon, apparel, or blue, or electronics. And then now you can, pull up this data and then you can compare against each other how they perform. So this really gives you great insight. If you have different variations of your product, different colors, you can actually group those colors together and you can see like the performance between different colors and different categories. Our next section here is our top product section. And this basically just tells you what's your best and worst performing products, right? In a given time frame. And it could be by any of these metrics like units sold, orders, and then you can do by ascending or descending. So you can quickly view like what's performing the best. And again, with our label system, you can filter out to see, if you want to see the top products in apparel, then you can now click on apparel and see only the apparel top products. Or if you want to go to like, all my products that are blue, you can see all my blue products that are, performers. The expense manager here is something that allows you to track your actual business expenses. And this allows you to input, specific metrics on, cost. It's not really cost of goods. It's a little different than cost of goods. It's things like, if I'm paying for rent or, storage, or, anything related to your business costs, you have the ability to add the expense. So you just come in here, add the expense, you can select the marketplace. You could do like recurring or fixed costs. You can even put a date, which is nice because this allows you to set that cost for that specific date. So later on, when you run your books and stuff, you'll see that cost is only associated with a specific date. And you can even tie it to an ASIN if you like, if that cost is associated to that ASIN. Again, you can import and export. So if you have a spreadsheet, you can actually upload the spreadsheet and then it'll import all your expenses in here. And then you can break it down by month to see exactly how they're performing. And then even you can even write yourself customizable notes in here. COGS manager is very similar. It's also a type of expense, but these costs are tied to the actual product. So like, for example, if you had like packaging costs or shipping costs, you can come in here and select the ASINs and then basically add the cost of goods to that specific ASIN. And again, you could do it by per unit or fixed cost, and then you can put a start and stop date. So, for example, if your manufacturer or supplier raised the price or lowered the price in different timeframes, this will accurately help you track the price movement of your cost of goods. So by adding the start and stop dates. So yeah, it's very straightforward, simple to use, and we have these different filter functions that allow you to find different things. So if you have like specific cost of goods you want to find, you can search by labels, search by time, status, and things like that. And then our last part of our profit section is our reports. And what reports does is it basically breaks down all all the detailed metrics in weekly and daily timeframes, so you can see exactly like how many units you sold, what's your cost of goods, PPC. And keep in mind, this is a demo account, so it's actually not connected to any real data. So all the data in here is some of the data is not showing because it depends on what we have connected. But in your real account, you'll have everything like PPC and reimbursement data and stuff like that. And I also forgot to show that anywhere within our profits tool, any of the graph functionalities, you have the ability to come and click inside, and you'll be able to zoom in to see what this trend looks like. And this also allows you, this graph functionality is very, has a lot of functionality, meaning you can actually, you change it to line and graph. You can compare against other metrics, and then you can even change it to percent change. Sometimes percent change is the best way to measure. And then it also allows you to choose, like, you can see your previous period, like how they performed, different time frames. It's a neat feature that you can actually come in here and see all the, in the graphical interface. Yeah, there's a lot of info icons in here. You can hover over, you can see all the different fee breakdowns, right? It tells you exactly like what kind of fees you incurred. Monthly reports, same thing. It breaks down everything in monthly time frame. If you click in here, you can actually break it down by day, so you see exactly how each product is performing by day. So yeah, this is pretty much our profits overview. And to actually go into the profits ASIN level, so we have a profits ASIN level as well. So within the ASIN level, you can see the exact data for how your how everything's performing. We do have a customizable column section that allows you to choose exactly which metrics you want to view and you want to display. Sometimes you might not care about some of these, and sometimes you only want to see trend graphs, so you can actually turn on all the trend graphs. And in a really quick view, you would be able to see exactly how all the products are performing. There's different page views that you can see. All these cards here basically show the aggregate data of any time frame you're looking at. So right here, I have 14 days. So if you're looking at 7 days, it's going to add up all the data for 7 days. And again, you can aggregate different marketplaces. So right now, I'm only looking at US. So if I wanted to add in, UK, or if I have, the other 20 marketplaces, you can actually pick and choose the different marketplaces to add in together all the data. And you could be able to see exactly the performance of, each product. So within this this products page layout, we have another layout here that kind of gives you a little bit other types of insights. You have things like labels and notes, custom short titles for your product reviews, emails you want to send out. And then from here, this is how you would be able to set your custom, labels if you want. So for example, if I wanted to choose like these 5 products and I wanted to call this and group them together, I'll just come in here and bulk label this, and I can change this and say this would be like variation A or something, something like that, whatever you want to call it. And now I have a label called variation A. And then earlier I was showing in the profit section, anywhere that has any label type of filter, you can actually come in here and choose that label, and it will display exactly the data for those labels that you created. So let me try to go back to the alert section and see if maybe that's the demo account isn't connected properly. That's probably why it's not working.
Hey, Henson, actually, why don't we do, we're going to do a quick commercial break and be right back, and Henson will continue on with this. Hang tight.
Sure.
Today's episode is brought to you by GETIDA, the global leader in FBA auditing and reimbursements. Get $400 in free FBA reimbursements at getida.com/sellernomics.
Yeah, so head on over to to getida.com/sellernomics. Get that $400 in free FBA reimbursements. And once again, I have Henson Wu, co-founder of FeedbackWhiz. We're talking about how to drive profits and reviews on Amazon. And Henson was just about ready to jump into another section. I kind of gave him a quick break here to be able to set it up. Are we doing good there, Henson? Ready to go?
Yeah. I got into another account, so this one has it. You'll see here, there's the alert settings in here. So that was missing in the other demo account. I was wondering where this tab went, but anyways, like this product hasn't been released yet. It's coming out this month, so that's why we had a little hiccup. But going back to alerts, so this is our newest and greatest product that we're about to release. And what this, like I mentioned earlier, is allows you to input your own conditions and subconditions on exactly what you want to get alerted for, right? So traditionally, you might have, product review alerts and say, I want to get any alerts for, if positive, negative, neutral feedbacks or reviews, or, if I had, a specific hijacker come in, rating, image change. So now we give you the ability to set thresholds on these alerts. So in the alert settings here, you'll see that, there's specific conditions that allow you to set subconditions. So for example, like profits, right? So any of the profits metrics that we set up, that we track, you can set, revenue, right? You can set your own subconditions, say like if my revenue for a certain ASIN goes above a certain price or a certain percentage, in a weekly time frame or in a daily time frame, send me an email, right? For orders, for example, if someone comes in and decides to place an order of like 100 units for some reason, right? I want to set alert to give me an alert when that happens, right? So this really gives you flexibility to track on, whatever it is that is most important for your product or your business. So in this section here, again, I'll show you how you can create alert. So you just, very simple, you come in here, you could choose anything like profits, and let's say you wanted to do like revenue, right? And you can choose an amount, and then you can set like greater than equal to, less than equal to. You could do it by amount change, percentage change, right? Same with like orders, right? Order refunds, units per order, total volume. So we have a lot of conditions that are not shown in here, but basically any metric that we pull in from the API or Amazon, you will be able to set a customizable alert for. And you can even tie it to a specific ASIN. So like product monitoring, let's say I wanted to set alert for, I don't know, like adult flag, right? So any adult flag changes that come in, this is like a simple 1 or 0, but things like product reviews, they have different ratings, right? So if I want to set a rating equal to, let's say, only want to set alert for ratings equal to 4, I could set up a product list, right? So the product list here allows you to pick exactly which ASINs you want to set the alerts for, right? And then the subscriber list is the list that you set up for the different emails. So let me go in here and show you how this list works. So if I go under list management here, I can set my own product list. So if I want to say like all products, then I can come in here and select from the catalog, all my products, and say these are all the products I want to set for all products. Or let's say I have things like, electronics, right? So electronics, I can come in here and select all the ASINs that are tied to electronics and give it a name, right? So once you got your product list set up, then it's very easy to set up the alerts to basically drive to the product list. And same with the subscriber list, right? So this gives you the ability to segment the emails to different parts of your organization. So if you have, like a marketing team in the US or customer support team in, the EU, whatever, you can come in here and input the email addresses you want. And then once you have the subscriber list set up, going back to create the alerts, you just come in here and, set up the alerts, whatever it is you want to, have a change for, and then select the product list, select the subscriber list, and then create the alert. And once the alert's created, going back to the dashboard here is where you'll see it come in by time. So anytime the alerts come in, you'll get an email to anyone on the subscriber list, and then you'll be able to track it in the dashboard here. And then within this section here, you have the ability to, again, filter by label, search by different ASINs or SKUs for specific alerts, and it gives you a summary of, what's going on here. So yeah, and it also gives you the ability to track the progress. So if you have like people managing your team, you can set these as open, closed, resolved. You can even put in customizable notes. So any notes you want to write about the specific alerts, you can track it in here as well. So I think this is very useful for sellers that really want to get very detailed insights on changes that happen within ASIN and stuff. So people writing bad reviews, people buying too many products, or coupons, things like that you'd be able to set alerts for. So let's go to the product review manager. So the other tool that we have in here is any reviews, any of the ASINs that you set up in the alert section, let's say for product reviews. Not only do we alert you of the reviews, but we'll be able to pull all the reviews for those ASINs. So you can see exactly in here by time, all the different reviews that come in, right? And then you have the ability to search and filter by time and date. And then there's a mode in here as well, which allows you to group by ASIN. So if you have, if you want to read all the reviews for a specific ASIN on a specific time frame, this allows you to, view it all really quickly, and then you can even filter by star rating. So it really saves a lot of time, than going on Amazon and, scrolling through all the different pages. It's not so easy to find. This actually, we pull all this data. All these reviews will stay in our system. So if Amazon deletes any of the reviews, you'll still have the reviews saved in here. And then again, you have the ability to, directly go to the Amazon page to view the review. If there's an issue, you can report abuse, etc. And then you have the ability to label and note again. The other thing that we have for product reviews is if you go under, let's see here, we also pull the top review keywords that were used in the specific time frame. So right now I have the last 14 days. You'll see October 5th to 18th. We'll actually show you which words were used most frequently in the latest reviews. So this actually gives you some more insight on, what people are writing about your product, right? And then for the alert section, we will eventually integrate these keywords into alert section. So you can actually set up these specific keywords that you might want to track for reviews that come in as well. So this is a really nice functionality. It's a different algorithm than what Amazon uses. So we actually, break it down by a little bit more granular than what Amazon uses for keywords. And plus you have the ability to search it by time too. So,
hey, Henson, on those keywords, just to follow up a little more on that, the keywords, can they be set for, is it just all keywords, whether it was, say, like a 1-star review versus 5-star? It's just showing you the most common ones. Is that correct?
That is correct. Yeah. So any of the reviews within this time frame, it's going to just pull like whatever the most used keywords are. So, of course, you need to have a bigger sample size. Right here, I think there's only, say, 19 reviews came in during this time frame from this product. You'll see have more keywords, but in this one, there's only 3 keywords that came in. Sorry, 3 reviews that came in. So there's not many of the duplicates. So 1 means how many times this phrase was used, right? So if I used, if I found a greater time frame with more reviews, maybe this one might have more. So like sound quality, for example, was used 4 times, right?
Gotcha.
So that's what these numbers mean.
Is there a way to filter it to say, okay, show me everything with a 1 to 2-star, 1 to 3-star, what words were used in that versus a 5-star? Reason I'm asking is I'm thinking if I had an alert that told me, okay, if anything that's 1 to 3 stars, show me those keywords. Maybe there's a grouping of words of something I need to address in my product. Whereas if it's 4 or 5-star, maybe it's something that is a feature people liked. And obviously they, you could play off of that in either targeting those for PPC or making sure that they're showing up better in your title or descriptions.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's exactly what we're trying to do. So right now it's just an aggregate, but in the alert section that I showed earlier, there will be a feature where you can track by star rating, and then within that you can also track by keywords too. But right now there's no way to filter that with what we have right now. We just aggregate the data. But
sure.
But yeah, that's definitely a great suggestion. And you could kind of find out in the product review manager, like if you filter here by star rating, right? Actually, what we should do is put it in here. So if I wanted to do like 1 and 2 stars only, right? Then you might come in here and look at, let's say, group by product. You might want to come in here and then have a function to filter the keywords within these 1 and 2 star ratings. So
yeah,
definitely a great suggestion. We'll see if we can get it out there for you guys. Yeah, let's go to the next section real quick. So let's go to the email automation side. So one of the core functionalities we had since day one is to help sellers get and solicit more reviews on Amazon. And I know these days, a lot of sellers are a little bit hesitant on how to do it because, they either maybe face some trouble with Amazon TOS in the past, or they just don't understand, all the different rules that Amazon has now for sending emails. But you absolutely are still allowed to send emails to get reviews, and you have two options these days. So Amazon allows you to either use customizable buyer-seller messaging emails, or they allow you to use the request review button to trigger that, and then Amazon sends the email on your behalf. Now Amazon says you can basically only solicit one review per order, meaning that you can't use both customized emails and the request review button on the same order to request review. That would be basically counting as two requests, right? So you definitely don't want to do that. You want to basically pick whatever method most suits your business, right? Some businesses, just for ease, they just want to use the request review button. Don't have to worry about writing your own message or figuring out what are the what I can't say, right? And then some businesses like to customize and they want to put in their logo, right? They want to have a little bit more branding. They want the ability for the customer to respond, right? So one of the drawbacks of the request review button is that it's a do not reply email sent by Amazon. So if the customer had an issue, they won't be able to reply. They would have to go through a pretty tedious process to go through your page and then contact you if there's a problem. Whereas if you use a customizable email, you are allowed to basically, put in something in there to say, you want to contact us, right? Or, a request a review, request a feedback, right? So you just have to make sure you understand the communication guidelines. And that's something we, try our best to help sellers understand. So we have these different links in here. We also, in our template builder, which I'm showing right now, we have a lot of detection in here to make sure that you're not putting any bad links, or you're trying to put some external links that Amazon doesn't allow, or you're trying to put images that Amazon doesn't allow. So we do everything we can to help you guys.
Yeah, we got a quick question that came in, and I think I'm going to kind of paraphrase it because it was a little bit long, but they're basically trying to ask that if they use the FeedbackWhiz templates, are those already TOS compliant without modifying them?
Yes. So these templates are TOS compliant. We have gone through with Amazon's buyer-seller messaging team and work with them to make sure that everything we have in here is up to date. I would have to say, though, that this is something that changes all the time, right? Amazon's rules are constantly changing. So if you're using a template that we used like a year ago, that might not be compliant, right? But if you're using the current templates that we have loaded in our pre-built templates, which I'm showing you right now, these are compliant. So as long as you don't, try to modify it too much, we try to write as much as we can to not, basically Amazon doesn't want you to incentivize reviews, and they don't want you to try to, bait the customer to contact you, before writing a negative review, right? So you have to be very careful with the language you use and not try to push it too far, because if you try to push it too far, they're going to flag your template and say, all right, you're trying to do something to incentivize reviews, and then they might restrict you from sending messages for like 30 days or something. So to answer your question, yeah, definitely our templates are compliant. And not only are they compliant, you have to remember that Amazon now requires you to send these customizable templates to the buyer's preferred language. So for example, if you're selling in like France or Germany or somewhere in the UK, there's a lot of different languages out there that the buyer might have set in their account as a preferred language. So if the language isn't set properly and you send out an email in English when they want it in French, you could get in trouble for that from Amazon, right? But with third-party developers like FeedbackWhiz, we have the ability to know what their preferred language is, right? So we can detect that before we send out the email. And with our pre-built templates, we have these languages, the most commonly used languages already built in. So you don't have to worry about translation. So you can come in here, you see if you're selling in UAE or Saudi Arabia, it's in Arabic, right? So this is already built in Arabic for you to send out. Now, if you, let's say, for example, you have a language that, isn't in here or pre-built, we will make sure not to send that email message out. So if you don't have one built for Arabic and you're trying to send it to the Arabic customer, if you were doing it yourself manually inside buyer seller messaging inside Seller Central, you have no idea, but we would know. So we would block that message and make sure it doesn't go out for you. So there's a lot of things that we've put into our software to help, make sure that you guys will stay compliant with our service and with Amazon.
Yeah. So there was one more question that came in. They were referring back to, if they're using FeedbackWhiz and they accidentally go into their Seller Central account and accidentally click on the send a request button that's within Seller Central, does FeedbackWhiz basically, and again, I'm paraphrasing, it was kind of a long question, but does FeedbackWhiz detect that there already was a message sent and will not send one out?
That's something we can't. So we can't do that if you did it yourself through your own Seller Central, since we don't have that information of what you click in within Seller Central. But if you're using our tool to send out the request review button, and then you're trying to send the buyer seller messaging, we have detection to do that. So we'll prevent you from doing that, because we'll make sure that same ASIN won't overlap between the two options, right?
All right.
So
hopefully that answers their question. If they didn't, send us another one. So
yeah, you just gotta be careful. Like, no one's going in your account and clicking on those. Like, let's say you had an automated campaign set up with FeedbackWhiz sending out customized emails. You just got to make sure no one goes in your account and starts clicking on the request review button, because then that's considered like, two requests, right? And that's something we can't really detect. But let me show you quick. So once you have the template set up, let's say you have the messaging all set up. Again, the pros of the customizable emails is, you can write your own personalized message. You can put in your logo, right, which is a little bit more branding. And then once you set up the campaigns, and this is where you can set up the different conditions on when you want to send the emails out. So the two options here is you can use the customizable emails, or you can use the request review button, right? So you can see here, these are all request review button campaigns, because there's an official Amazon template. And this one is a customizable email. So for example, if you try to create two of these and they overlap with the same ASIN, our system will give you a warning, give you an error saying you can't do that. So it makes sure that you can't use both options to do it. You can only use one of the options. Now within the request review campaign here, so this is the request review. So basically what we're doing is we're using the API to help trigger that button for you. But what makes this better than you doing it manually is that you can, bulk. You can do these all in bulk, and then you can set exactly the timing rules on when you want to send it to. And you can even set exclusions. So things like, if you gave out a bunch of coupon codes, or people who return your products, like, it won't send it out, right? And the other advantage of using an automated system is that you can segregate based on products, right? So having order matching rules, like excluding certain SKUs or including certain SKUs, right? So if I want to do ASIN equals, I can select exactly which ASINs I want for this campaign, this timing rule, right? And you have to remember that every product, if you want to maximize the review potential, you shouldn't send the request the same timing for all your products, right? If you're selling like different categories like toys, electronics, like supplements, right? They should all have different review request timing, right? Supplements could take a few weeks before someone might write your review, versus electronic products could be a few days, right? So you don't want to just group everything together and say all products, unless you have, a few products that are similar, that's fine. But, for the bigger companies that have a lot of different products, this is where, our tool really becomes really powerful, because you can set these different timing rules and say, I want, these products I want to send in 3 days or 5 days, and then the other thing we have in here is the buyer's purchase count, right? So some sellers don't want to ask everyone for reviews. They might only want to ask people who purchased their product more than once for reviews, right? So this allows you to set exactly, how many times they bought your product and then ask for reviews. So this is a strategy where, like, you want to preserve your review rating. You don't care about getting, 100, 200 more reviews. You just want to make sure that, people that might have more favorable to your product might review it rather than just everyone wants to review it. So that's basically our campaign settings, right? So the campaign settings work for both customizable and Amazon. And in the customizable emails, the same thing, right? You can send it as soon as it's shipped too, right? So some people might have emails go out with product instructions or necessity to complete the order. Maybe they have a product where it has to be, open within a few days. And this is where you might have a specific email template you have to send out to the customer. And then you can trigger these to send out as soon as the order shipped, right? And then again, you can use the exclusions. You have the, order matching rules, and then you can choose different marketplaces, and same with the repeat buyers. And yeah, this is basically a very, very powerful and simple system to use. Again, you have different labels. So if you have a lot of different campaigns, different products, you could filter by label. We have graphs to show you like exactly, different stats. Sorry, this is a demo account, so I don't really have any, but you can see like how many emails you sent, and then you can even see the queues. So the queued in here, what tells you is that, most of these campaigns that you set up, the emails aren't going to go out right away, right? It's going to sit in a queue and then wait before they fire out, right? And this queue basically tells you when these emails will go out. I don't know why it's not loading, but here it is. Yeah, so you see here, like these are whatever emails are in queue. It'll tell you like when it's going to send, like sending soon. You can remove it from your queue. You can see like there's a lot of emails in this demo account queue. I don't know why, but yeah, you can see the date time. Like it's going to go on the 28th, right? This is the order. This is the delivery date. It's the product, right? So yeah, that's pretty much our email automation side. We have some other pages in here that might be interest, like the orders page here. So this is basically another page that aggregates and shows all the different orders, all the orders that come in, right? By marketplace, by time. You have all these different filters that you can choose. So what we do in here is we basically integrate all the details we can from the order, right? The Amazon order page usually doesn't give you that much details. It just gives you like, who bought it, how much they paid, quantity. So what we done in here is we try to put in like, did they leave you feedback? Did they use a promo code, right? How many emails did you send, right? Did they return the product? So you can see like even repeat buyers, right? So there's all these different filters that you can come in here and basically filter by like, if they purchase like 5 or more items in that same orders, you can find all the orders that had that, right? How many emails are sent, if they opted out emails, the repeat buyers, if they return the product, etc., right? Even promotions too, right? If they use the coupon code, how much discount did they use? So everything we can about the order, we will integrate in this page. And this is basically a massive search engine that allows you to see, what happened with this order. Yeah, so it also gives you details on, buyer, shipping information, when it shipped out, stuff like that. And then let's see here. We have a feedback manager here. This is just for seller feedback. So any seller feedback that came in, same concept. You can see exactly who left you the feedback, what they wrote, and then you have the ability to kind of track. And then, if it gets removed, it'll show it got removed. You get alert. Same thing. You could filter by time range, by labels. Let's see what else we have here. Okay, so our main dashboard here, this is just an overview of, orders, feedback, sales, product reviews, some quick stats, email campaigns. Pretty straightforward. You can do it by time, so I won't really go into this in detail. We do have a report section in here as well. So this report section in here, basically, any of these different tools that we offer here, like you have the ability to pull all the data and the reports with profits, cost, expenses, buyers. You select the time frame you want, and then you can download the report, and everything comes in a CSV file. So it's a little easier to manage than the Seller Central report, since we try to aggregate everything within a specific category, whereas Seller Central, sometimes you have to go through like multiple reports, even some of them overlap. Not as easy to filter and find what you want. Let's see. Let's go to the account section here. So yeah, so for subscription, it's pretty straightforward. We break down FeedbackWhiz in 3 different plans. So, you can choose exactly what you want to use it for. So some people only want to use it to send emails, get reviews. So we have an email automation plan. And it's, even if you just started selling Amazon, there's a free plan, absolutely free to use. You can set up to 150 messages per month. So if you have like under 150 orders per month, this is a great plan to use. And then it kind of scales based on how many emails you want to do. We are one of the only service providers that offer unlimited emails. So for bigger sellers that have, over 5,000 orders a month, you could choose the Pro plan. It has no limitation to how many orders you want to, emails you want to send out. The product monitoring plan is basically the anything that covers the product reviews, notification, listing changes, the customizable alerts, right? So this one is based on how many ASINs you want to track. So basically, let's say you had 500 products in your inventory, and I know a lot of times people have products in the inventory that are not theirs, but this is based on what you want to track. So if you have 10 of your own private label brands that you want to track, then you just choose 10 here, right? And then you can choose those specific 10 ASINs, and then you would get all the functionality within the monitoring of those 10 ASINs. And then the profits plan is an add-on too. So any of the profits, anything in the profit related stuff is just based on you just select here, and then it'll just add on based on your order volume. So most people will be in the under 3,000 orders, but if you're between 3,000 or 6,000, there's different pricing plans here as well. The rest of this is just settings. We also do have a pretty nice feature in here called Manage Accounts, which is blank in this demo account. But this manage accounts here, what this allows is agencies, sellers that have multiple seller accounts, right? This allows you to manage all these accounts under one dashboard. So it's really simple to add in your accounts. And then once you add the accounts, this dashboard will have high-level data of each account. And then the setup's super simple, right? If you're trying to send out emails, you don't have to set up the same templates, same campaigns for everything. You can actually copy everything over on any of the new accounts you create. So this is a great way to manage multi-accounts if you have multi-accounts to manage. That's pretty much it. The rest of everything else, I covered our entire tool, all the other details. You guys can come in here and play with it. If you have any questions, you could always email us.
Yeah. So let's help everybody out here a little bit. Henson does have a special setup for us. Let me pull that up. Give me 1 second here. So first of all, let's go over contacting Henson. What you need to do is coming up right on the screen there. For more information about Henson or FeedbackWhiz, or you have any questions, info@feedbackwhiz.com, or visit feedbackwhiz.com. And Henson was nice enough to give us a promo code, Sellernomics50, all one word, 50% off your first month subscription. So be sure to use that to get your 50% off. And like Henson said, there is a free account if you want to just go get started, as long as it is limited to 150 emails a month. So you could at least get started on that and, give it a try. And, if there's any questions, or if there's something you saw in the demo, reach out to Henson, and I'm sure somebody on the team there will be happy to answer it. And Henson, great having you on. I appreciate you coming on, doing this great demo. I have to say, FeedbackWhiz has come a long way since I haven't been there in about a year. A lot of really cool features we talked about I saw today that got added, and that's really cool to see, because it's been a little while since I've taken a look at FeedbackWhiz myself. So thanks for being on, and thanks for coming on, show us what you got, and giving a great demo. I really do.
Thank you so much for having me on, Rob.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much, Henson. Take care.
All right. Take care. Thank you.
Thanks for joining us this week on the Sellernomics Podcast. Special thanks to our sponsor, GETIDA. Did you know that Amazon probably owes you money for FBA reimbursements? Get $400 in free FBA reimbursements at GETIDA.com/Sellernomics. Be sure to join us again next week for more great tips on how to grow your business. And thanks again for listening.